Texas State Representative Briscoe Cain's response to Democratic presidential candidate Beto O'Rourke pledged to confiscate every AR-15 and AK-47 in the country was looked at by many as a threat. Now Cain is dealing with his own death threats. Cain tweeted, "My AR is ready for you, Robert Francis," after O'Rourke promised at last week's Democratic debate to confiscate AR-15s and AK-47s if elected president. Since then, Cain's law firm, Fulton Strahan Law Group, has received more than 800 voicemails with death threats and demands that the lawmaker be fired. Take a listen.
I want him to take his AR-15 and stick it up his
Yeah, you little pissant. Maybe you'd like to meet and have a beer. Step outside and have a conversation with me.
Is this the illustrious law firm that employs the one and only Briscoe Cain who makes death threats over Twitter?
You really sad that as a black man that you hired that filthy pig of an attorney, Briscoe Cain.
God bless your bedroom, because you're going to die in it. This week, you will not see next week. I heard it from God.
Wow. Fulton Strahan says it stands by Cain. Joining us now is State Representative Briscoe Cain and Kevin Fulton, partner at Fulton Strahan. We kind of laughed at this last Friday, but this is serious when people are threatening to kill you, to snuff you out.
Yeah, well, it's disappointing that we've gotten to a place where we can't tolerate differing opinions. And I think it hurts everybody. That's kind of the idea of American free speech, to be able to hear each other out in a civil manner, but that's not what's been happening.
When you get 800 messages and emails and voicemails like that, that's got to be overwhelming for you.
Well, thankfully, most of the voicemails were left for Kevin to listen to. But it was an awkward moment walking to the office after being doxxed and them trying to shut down our servers and things.
Kevin, what was that like to hear that about your employee who you stand behind despite what they're saying in those voicemails and text and messages?
Well, it was very unnerving that you would try to call a business. We have 13 staff members, different views, different political views. To call them and try to get the whole place shut down is unbelievable. That's the new thing, though. We don't like what you say. Businesses need to fire the employee and issue an apology. So that was the first thought. What do we do with this? And the more messages I got, the more I heard, the more I said, you know what? I refuse to allow the social media gangsters force me to make decisions for my business. And so I told him, no, I'm not going to terminate him. We put out a statement saying that I support his First Amendment rights to say what he said.
And you have some individuals who left messages trying to bring race into this. Why would you, as a black man, have what they consider a racist conservative working for you?
Well, you know, they say all conservatives are racist. So, but, you know, I always laugh when they say, you know, this guy's racist, because the last thing you're going to want to do if you're racist is have a black boss.
Right.
So I think it's ridiculous that they say that, but I know who I am, so I don't mind. I do get those types of calls. They say, hey, you got a black guy there, he should do something about it because he's black. And I take the position, I'm black, I can make my own decisions, my own thoughts, and this is what I want to do, so that's how I'm going to do it.
Concerned about your family?
Look, I think we've taken the proper and necessary precautions for it. Of course, there's concern. We have to take it seriously. So far, a lot of them have been people that aren't from the state, but we have taken the necessary precautions, and DPS has looked into it. So far, nothing to be too concerned about. But yes, there's still people watching out for us. But hey, this is why I work for Kevin. He takes care of his employees, and he stands for right things.
Now, one of the issues last week was Beto said he was going to turn over his complaint against you to the FBI. Ever heard from the FBI?
No, if a crime was committed, maybe, but we've never heard from anybody.
Well, I did see that he came out with T-shirts with it on there for his fundraiser, so maybe instead of FBI, he called the local T-shirt maker to fundraise. But no, I don't think no one's come to our office, no one's called to say anything about being threatened or FBI, police, nothing like that. So.
And when you saw his initial response to Beto O'Rourke, it didn't give you pause at all?
Well, it gives you pause as a business owner because I have a whole family at the office, right? So, you know, it impacts them and their work. So that gave me pause, but I remember how hard we fight for our clients. And I'm like, if I can't fight the same way for my staff, then what message does that send? So right away, well, the call came through to almost 2 in the morning before I finally shut my phone off right after the debate. But I woke up the next morning and I prayed on. I felt the same way. I felt that I have to show that we fight for our staff the same way we fight for our clients, or it's just not right.
If you could do it all over again, would you do it differently?
No, I'd probably do it again. I think they'll know me. I did that evening around like 10:30 or so, send him and the other partner a text like, heads up, I'm sorry, not sorry. I think this is going that way. No, I mean, it needed to be said. It could have been said differently, but I mean, I believe in those rights, and I think for me, at least, my truth needs to be spoken to power.
All right. Briscoe, Kevin, thank you guys for joining me here on The Factor.